Hello everybody, welcome back for some StarCraft 2 action. We have Dark going up against herO in the Katowice Closed Qualifiers Asia Edition. We starting out on Equilibrium for this best of 5. And this is a match that didn't happen in the main tournament because we were a little light on the Protoss, let's say just that. So why not grab an opportunity to see two players that did make it to the main event duke it out in the qualifiers. And it also includes a Protoss. It's a win-win. I mean, it's Dark. Dark's one of my favorite Zergs of all time. And on Equilibrium, we of course have this great, crazy base. Nice block here by herO with the pylon. His probe almost dying. One more shot from that drone. And Dark being forced to take the blue minerals. A little boring, huh? Now just going for a kind of a regular opener, but his drone kind of had to dance around a long time at that gold base. So not ideal here for Dark, probably, or very clearly would have preferred this gold base with Rich Geyser. But instead we're just playing a normal-ish game here, with herO also taking the blue minerals, not going for gold. They're getting his gas, probably only going to be mining that gas for speed, then pulling out. Second gas coming out, and probably going to be seeing an adept here. I don't know if I want to see a chrono boost here, probably not. Does throw down a chrono boost, does give you a lot more early scouting. And ooh, Dark does take the gold base as his third. So still thinks it's worth it to overextend yourself a little on the map to get that gold. Of course, you get a pretty nice 4th and 5th with that, even a 6th. And behind this, are we going to see a Stargate coming out of herO? Yes, we are. Stargate with a Stalker behind the Adept, so only one Adept, no double Adept. Shenaniganry with an early Oracle, trying to get drone kills. Because, of course, Dark's hatchery it's not misplaced in any way. 6 Lings are out on the map, making sure that this Adept can't get too much done. Ling gets sacrificed for the cause. And 1 Ling does go down to the Adept, but all of the drones stay alive. Probe goes back, does confirm that there is a base at the gold base. So herO knows what's going on. Stargate almost finished up, starting a secondary Adept here. So we will have multiple Adepts, probably for a pretty early third base. Oracle gets harassed here by the Stalker, but nothing happens to that Overlord just yet. Oracle could scoot over to that high ground, and that is the plan here for herO. Wants to kill that Overlord, but speed has finished, and the Lings are running across the map. This Stalker is in peril if it doesn't retreat right now. And, oh, Dark does see it, but goes for an Adept instead. Now goes for the Stalker. So that's 2 gateway units. Oh, actually, the Oracle turns on its beam. So he might lose an Overlord for this. 10 more Lings, though. So actually, the third base for herO here is in danger. I don't think he's going to save this Overlord. Ooh, Stalker has to go all the way around, but in the end, this Overlord does go down. Double Spore Crawler going down here against any additional Oracles. Second one does pop out. Now there's quite a few Lings on the map. Catch another Adept. And another one is under fire. The Shade does not complete and actually dies. That's what, 3 Adepts already killed here for Dark. And he's just clicking more Zerglings. Only 37 drones. But he does have his gold almost completely saturated. So I guess he feels like he can do this with the extra minerals that he does get from the gold base for, you know, less drones for more minerals, basically. Only 6 patches, but the patches do mine more efficiently. So 2 reasons why Dark doesn't need that many drones. Now we see even more Lings streaming out. We even have +1 melee coming out for Dark here. So probably planning to be pretty heavy on the Ling Bane. And ooh, this Stalker gets in between the shield battery pylon. Very safe. And Oracle does feel forced to turn on the beam. And now we see gateways coming out here. Kind of randomly placed just so that units can fit themselves in between this area. Like a big army can still move through here pretty well, but if there's like a big swell of Zerglings, you can just get in between these buildings, and there's a lot less surface area for these links all of a sudden. So pretty cute. Let's see if this comes back to bite herO, or actually is just very cool preparation. We see Blink coming out, +1 soon to follow. There we go. And is herO looking at a Blink Stalker push in a minute or so? Fourth base is also down here. We see a couple drones going down to the Oracles. And that's a total of 6 drones killed. Oh, this Oracle actually has 10 kills. Probably mostly Zerglings, but also a couple droners. But Dark just hitting the drone key right now. Has a Roach Warren coming up as well. Queens are ready here. This Oracle. Whew. Oracle squad goes in, gets 1, 2 drones. One Oracle does get killed. The Queens come from the bottom. And just like that, the Oracle count is pretty low. Let's see, we have 2 more Oracles, but this one is completely out of energy. The other one, not at home. It's here in the corner. It does have energy, but can't assist the army here. +2 melees coming in. Couple Roaches, Roach speed. Queens and Lings are ready to defend here. But there's 2 sentries, some adepts, and the Stalkers trying to be a little bit of offensive here. The creep hasn't really been spread forward yet by Dark. Hasn't connected these bases and not secured this area for himself. So the Protoss can kind of take an annoying position here. I don't know if Stalkers can hit the mineral patches from up there, but they can definitely hit it from behind here. Overlord providing enough vision here. And, oh, Dark pulls them back preemptively, so perhaps we'll never learn if this is far enough. Stalker, do it! Do it! Stalker does hit that Queen. Does not hit the drone, though. So I guess only if the drone, like, scoots to the right for no apparent reason. Wow, so you need a 7 range unit to hit that? Oh my god, big surround here. Ling Ravager coming in. Lot of force fields here, and the Stalkers leave behind their friends, go to the low ground, get like 2 hits off onto random stuff, and they get teleported out there. The recall was committed. Kind of strange that they didn't just recall right away. But I guess he just didn't quite realize how many units there were from Dark. And now look at the back that Dark has, dude. He has so much money. Getting an additional macro hatch here as well. Getting a hive. +2 is almost done for the melee units. And we have a decent amount of roaches. That could become more Ravagers. We see more Roach Ling coming in. So Dark kind of preparing himself to either attack or to absorb an attack. On the other side of the map, we see herO going for the double Colossus. Does have +2 halfway done already, getting a 4th base. So I feel like herO just wants to sit back a little bit until he has 2 more Colossus. And that +2 almost finishing up. And that is probably when he wants to move out once more. But Dark making sure that, no, herO, you do not have to move across the map for me. I'll come to you. Lots of Roach, Ling, Baneling coming out here for Dark, but also has this hive behind it. Baneling speed about to finish up, and a lot of Banelings are waddling their way in. Almost 20 Banelings here waddling their way into the 3rd base. No warp in there to stop the Banelings in the... Oh, nice Stalker blink in between the Banelings and the probes. No probes go down to that big Baneling run by. That is super costly. That is, that's not good. That is very expensive as the Zerg player, and now he's just lacking gas. Look at his army. It's all kind of trash units. Only the Ravagers are kind of higher tier units, but they get zapped down by the Oracles. And now we have 2 Vipers, bunch of Lings coming out, and he might be able to make a couple Roaches, couple Banelings, but that's about it. We have 4 Colossus. Colossus are humongously good against the Zerglings, so I'm not sure how herO is, you know, how Dark is going to stop herO from just killing his gold base here, at least. It's also a pretty nasty position for Dark to engage in, and he chooses to just completely retreat from this gold base, gives it up. Oh my god, big run by actually with the Lynx. Completely missed that. And they take down the 4th base. herO was not defending that, but he's still going in for the kill. 170 supply. Supply block now. And his 3rd base is still safe, but how are you dealing with all of these Colossi? The Vipers are out. Maybe we see some great Viper yoinks. And the Lings and the Banes come in from multiple sides. Oh my god, we see blinding clouds coming out from the Vipers. No yoinks at all. And nice micro here with the War Prism on top of those Colossi. 2 remaining, 1 remaining, and the Stalkers get beaten down. And in the end, it's just dark. I mean, he loses a base, but herO also loses a base, and he lost all of those Colossus except for 1. Now, last Colossus gets targeted down, and I mean, Dark's army is pretty small here, but it's big enough. 90 supply versus 50. The Lings come in, the Vipers have new energy, and the upgrades for Dark really kicking in here on the Zerglings, nibbling away at the Stalkers. Big yoink into the Queens. The War Prism, oh my god, dies together with all of the power units for herO. herO supply plummets. And he barely has any army left. Does not have a 4th base. And all of a sudden, Dark is sitting pretty here. I don't know what herO can do here. I think you just kind of sit back. You try to take a 4th again. Then you try to max out. He's actually going for the gold. Okay, he's going big or going home. And yeah, you just get more Colossi. Because even though there are some Vipers, that's about it. If you can just pick them up with a War Prism or walk away with the Colossi, you can maybe max out on an army that is pretty good at killing some Zerg units. Nice pickoffs with these Stalkers. Ravager and a Roach go down right away. No +3 being prepared by herO here. Just using all of his money to go into units. 1 Colossus that he does have gets immediately pulled into the Ravagers, which almost looked safer than behind the rest of his army. This Immortal, literally immortal, staying alive, but now gets fully surrounded by the Lings. Another yoink gets this Colossus here, and it's just enough Viper energy to get all of the power units once again from herO, and herO GG's out because he knows that he doesn't have anything left in this game. And Dark convincingly takes game number 1, gets his hatch blocked right away in game number 2 here on Oceanborn by herO. So herO looking for those early probe scouts so far, just like we saw Classic do in the last game we casted, which was Classic versus Raynor. Which was pretty cute because, okay, I'm gonna spoil it a little bit, but Raynor opened up 15 hatch twice in a row when Classic scouted super early to do a hatch block, and of course you can't really hatch block a 15 hatch. And so Classic didn't probe scout in the 3rd game, and that's when Raynor 12 pulled him. Super cool, and that's just, you know, that's series. That's why we play best of 3, best of 5, because you can adapt to that. And I think that's really cool, just some additional information that you have on your opponent and how do you respond. Now we do see this misplaced hatchery, so perhaps this time around we won't see that 2nd Stalker or 2nd Gateway unit being a Stalker this time. Might just see the double Adept, quick Oracle build to really take advantage of the fact that this ground path is really annoying to defend versus those Adepts and the Oracle. Now, I used to say that I was interested to see if the Zerg player takes a quick 3rd or prioritizes 3rd and 4th Queen, but I kind of feel like nowadays everybody takes the fast 3rd base to connect the bases. Because you can also use the creep energy or a Queen energy to put creep tumors and connect it that way and take that 3rd base a little later because you don't want to mine from it anyways because Oracles are on the map. And you first want to defend your first 2 bases, get those Queens out, get the Spores out, and then you can start main-arting over your Droners to the 3rd base. But nowadays, it's a little different, and we see no extra Queens coming out, just the 3rd base right away for Dark, and the Queens come after that. So we see 100 gas for speed, no more gas being mined here. One Adept is already out on the map, looking around. Oof, that drone is a lucky boy. I feel like this Adept was a little slow. I feel like this Adept comes out a little earlier usually. And Dark does have 6 drones. Oh, Adept goes into the main. Actually can hit drones from behind here. Nice, cute positioning here from the Adept, but now it kind of gets harassed by 2 queens and 6 lings. Should stay alive here. Oh, does get the shade out. We see a 3rd Adept actually being created as well. Oracle coming out. So this might actually be a 4th Adept as well after this. And then we get like 2 Adepts coming from the right and 2 Adepts coming from the left. Or he's going to send out 2 Adepts to harass and then keep 1 at the 3rd base. Or just doesn't send any out at all. Just wants to have 2 at the 3rd base and 1 in the wall. You know. I guess you have to defend as well. If you're Protoss. Oracle is in the 3rd base of a Dark. I know it's a natural, but like we're calling it the 3rd base because it makes more sense in my brain. Oracle gets a couple kills. 3 kills there. Gets like beaten down by this 3rd queen. Actually, the creep helping out a lot with the main queen can really get to this mineral line pretty fast. So taking your 3rd base on this map as your natural, not that bad at all. Do see some lings. They see these Adepts. Ooh, they get hit by them. But they're still fine. Twilight Console coming up. Lair coming up as well. Ooh, the big laser time from these Oracles. 3 more drones go down. That's 6 drones in total already. And the 4 Adepts are still at home. We see a 3rd Oracle being added on here. A couple of gateways coming out. And do we see a Forge? Yep, we see a Forge as well. To be paired with that Twilight Console. And what do we see? We already see extra gases, so not going to be the zombie build that Classic employed on this map in the previous video. So what is it instead? We see Roach Warren coming out. No Evo Chamber just yet, but we see Overlord Speed here for Dark. This might be a taxi. Could be. Hasn't made a lot of drones just yet. 3 more do come out. But if we see... you don't have enough queens, actually. 6 queens? Yeah. I mean, it could happen. I'm not super familiar with the exact builders of the taxi nowadays. See Bullying coming out again. Oh, yeah, there we go. Hoppa. 2 Dropper Lords. Roach is coming out. And we're gonna see a little bit of taxi action here from Dark. But first, he has to deal with these annoying Adepts, actually getting rid of his creep a little bit. But I don't think that herO saw this coming. I feel like we're missing a queen. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I feel like he forgot this queen. This queen is taking a nap right now. She's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then goes to her car, takes a nap. That's an American joke. People in Europe are like, what? Oh, early drop of the queens. Nice delay here by herO. Like that he drops the creep at least. To get a little bit of creep spread, you can really spread to the 4th and the 5th if this game goes much longer. Nice stasis trap gets triggered by only 2 lings, and now we have some Ravagers, we have some lings, and more are flooding in here. By Dark, bunch more Stalkers being warped in. Blink has completed. Lings do get into the base, but not a lot of lings actually. This Stalker does get eaten up by the remaining lings. Queens are in a very nice position to ward away all of these Oracles, and the Oracle does come in, gets healed by the shield battery a little bit, but gets annihilated by the Queens. These probes are completely stuck. Could have maybe recalled them, but instead they are here coming out and fighting versus the Zerg army. Some Stalkers here with the nuclear battery. Stalkers going back into the natural, but there's no shield battery here just yet. Pylon gets destroyed, 1 gateway depowered, but so far herO is holding on, losing a couple probes, but remember, Dark only on 40 drones himself. Stalker's actually blinking on in because it's only Ravagers and Queens for the moment. More reinforcing links coming back in. No more shield batteries here, and on 2 sides, these players have been just duking it out. Oh, this one Stalker gets targeted down. Nice. Oh my god, herO, such a nice arc, getting in all of the shots and not really losing any units. Now, there is creep in his third base, but all of the queens have gone down, and the Ravagers are naked. Stalkers actually blunk on top of them, get 2 more Ravagers, and creep tumors get spread, immediately get caught out. And the creep has been destroyed, only 2 tumors remaining, and Dark probably did enough damage if we look at 19 probes lost, but holy moly, 22 drones were lost. What happened? What? 22 drones? What did I miss? What? I missed something. Oh well. I thought he just had a low drone count because he was doing this all in. Now we've seen Infestation Pit coming out. Okay. What's that for? I mean, I can't imagine he wants to go Swarmost here. He might want a couple Infestor boys. Infestors do pair really well with the Ravagers, of course. And he has... Oh, yeah. Okay, he just has a lot of gas. That's it. Like, if you have a lot of gas, the only real thing you can make is Infestors, add some Ravagers. Here we go. 3 more Infestors, and they do pair really well together. Offensive Gateway with Pylon being placed here by herO. And here comes the army of herO. Lots of Chad Stalkers with 3 sentries behind. More Stalkers being warped in. And now it's herO's time to do an attack here. 1 more Oracle still on the map to help deal with these Lings. Could probably just hold position that there. Third base still online for herO. No run by there. And Guardian Shield coming out. Force Field's coming out. They do get broken by the Ravagers, but wasn't really blocking anything to begin with. More stasis traps going down, and I think this is going to be really hard for Dark if he doesn't land super good fungals. I like the Infestors, though. More Roach Ravagers coming out. We see +1 range. Oh, a nice blink out of the fungal. But now he has to wait for blink to come off cooldown again, and it does come off cooldown pretty fast. Blinks away from another fungal. Dude, when they first made this into a projectile, everybody was like memeing, like, nah, you're never gonna dodge it, blah, blah, blah. But look at that 9 Ravagers being morphed in. If Dark can get these up, he might be able to hold. But he is in a pretty precarious position here. Lots of Ravagers now finishing up. He can throw down a lot of Crozabile. Blunks in onto all of the Ravagers. Drones come up the line immediately to soak shots from the Stalkers, which is pretty good against Stalkers because Stalkers attack pretty slowly. Lings come out as well. 10 drones do go down for that. And this one Infestor has a death wish, and his wish has been... Well, he doesn't get it, actually. He's still alive after Dark GG's. He leaves his forces to dry. And herO, after holding that attack, doing a cute counterattack, which I hopefully showed on screen with some post-editing magic to you guys. And then just does a clean counterattack. +3 Blink Stalkers with this gateway. And we are 1-1 in this series. And herO evens up the score in this best of 5 between himself and Dark. And going again for a pretty fast probe scout here. This would be a great moment for Dark to pull out the 15 hatch. But alas, he's still just going for the 16 hatch. Just not really impressed by any type of hatch blockery, tomfoolery. And the drone is just moving out onto the map. Just kind of looking around, shopping around. Like, do I want this base? Do I want this base? I don't know. Does he want this base? I think he can only mine 2 of them, but if you break this, you can mine all 3. This is kind of funny, dude. Is herO going to overreact to this? No, he's going to scout it. He's going to scout it. Oh, that's so shit. I wish he hadn't scouted it. Because then it could, in theory, be like a proxy hatchery here or even here. And then you really have to react to it as Protoss. Kind of all hands on deck, look for a hatchery or whatever. Oh my god, a forge! herO is going to be counter-rushing this hatchery. And starts a pylon immediately, but the Overlord's already coming out to spot for Dark. And we might cancel that after seeing the Overlord. I hope that the Overlord goes back, not revealing the fact that he knows, unless he doesn't want to stop it. Oh, herO does see that he's spotted, but he's still gonna put a cannon down here. Only one so far. Pool hasn't even finished yet. Dude, if he has to cancel this, there is a secondary hatchery starting. Not canceling it? Okay. We see Zerglings coming out. No queen on this base. Even a zealot being pulled out. No natural expansion yet for herO. And that will make you breathe a sigh of relief if you are dark. At least you are not very far behind when it comes to bases. But there will be a very annoying outpost here from the Protoss. And if he wants, he can just start building like a robo here. Clear this. Make his own third base on the gold. And then kind of go from there. That would be Insania mode. Now let's see what Dark's response is. He's just kind of using the larva from his hatchery to make the units, but basically doesn't even want to try to save it. Not mining any more gas, just getting speed and overmining a little bit. And this hatchery probably going to go down. What is he going to target with the broodlings? Gets on top of the zealot, but broodlings don't live a long time nowadays. Actually, the zealot is kind of protected by these eggs that were still there. Oh, these lings actually get a... Oh, God. If you didn't pull them away, they just got the creep speed boost. Oh my god, and we get instant kill on the probe. Nice surround onto this cannon. Probably going to get the kill on that as well. Does lose a couple lings for that, and this adept already shaded out. Gets all of the low HP lings killed as well. Now, Dark does clean up the position from herO near his gold base, and I like that he attempted to take it from the quote-unquote wrong side. Still gives you all the minerals, or I guess not even all of them, but a decent amount of minerals. And you can just make a hatchery there as well. Later on. Now there's Overlord flying around, and he's going to be spotting that there is a robo, not a Stargate. And we have Gateway Research ready as well. 3 adepts going out onto the map. Dark trying to clear this rocks, or these rocks. And for what? Is he going to go into some type of roach play here? Overlord is in the map of, in the base of herO. Spots the robo right away, and he starts constructing a roach warren. Adepts are still at their base, only shading out for the memes or for the scouting around their own base. And importantly, herO does not have a third base yet. This would be a pretty good time to have a third base in most standard games, but this game is far from standard at this moment. This Protoss already has a forge, has a robotic support bay coming out, so might be going for super fast Colossi here. Could also be thinking about disruptors, but I don't know if disruptors are super good right now. It could be that he wants to go for like Warp Prism Disruptor and speed. But I don't know. Does have an early Warp Prism here. Does go for the Disruptor and a Warp Prism speed, so we're going to see some Disruptor drops. That is going to be very cool. Let's see how those will do. We do see 4 or 5 adepts here out on the map. Trying to get some work done. Not enough Zerglings on the map to deal with this right now. But there's 14 more underway. Oh, nice snipe there on the Creep Tumor with the Observer. Does tip off Dark that there is an Observer here somewhere, but he doesn't have a lair, so he won't be able to do anything about that, and he's making more lings. Is Dark planning to attack here? We see an Immortal coming out as the second unit. Only 1 Disruptor in this Warp Prism, so not waiting for a second one. Pretty nice Link Flood here. Almost catches those Adepts. Nope, you are stuck on the Zanaga Tower, brothers. Stand strong together, because you are not leaving there. Unless you get recalled. Let's look at this Disruptor. What is it going to do? It flies into the third base and sees 0 drones and goes right back. He's like, I don't need to waste time killing more drones. You are stuck on 40. I know what's going on. And oh my god, Dark got into the base here with his Lings and his Ravagers in the meanwhile. Immortal gets targeted down, maybe actually gets picked up by the Warp Prism. Very nice job. This Disruptor got unloaded and destroyed. And Dark actually makes his way into the natural of herO. herO doesn't even have a third base, and he's still being all-in. Dark is all-inning a 2-base Protoss. How dare he? This Immortal is under siege, almost dies, gets picked up, barely lives. Lots of probes going down. The Immortal goes down, and Dark. Is he doing it? One more Immortal does come out here. More Lings are being produced here by Dark, so he's pretty gosh darn all in. Has like 600 gas in the bank. Immortal walls off the entrance, and only one Ravager is still inside. Does get taken down, and the only... well... how do you say that? Condolence? That Dark has? The only thing that he has working for him is that there is no third base for herO. And he did kill, I think, 1 or 2 Immortals and a Disruptor? Let's see. He killed 1 Immortal and 1 Disruptor. So it did reset the power unit count quite a bit, but he also just lost all of his Ravagers there. Did remake a couple drones here, is making a couple more, and a secondary Disruptor is here again on this Warp Prism. And make no mistake, herO's still on 2 bases here. And if we look at the main base, from herO, for example, it's already starting to mine out. Soon, Darks will mine out as well, or at least lose a patch. Purifying Nova goes out, doesn't get anything. Oh my god. Doesn't want to get into the Warp Prism. Takes a little bit of hull damage, but is still fine. You see charge coming out, more gateways coming out, and no third base. Walking right past this Zergling. Dark knows everything. Dark knows everything that's going on. Dark knows for 120,000% that herO's not taking a third base, that he's attacking. He's actually counterattacking with a lot of Zerglings here, making sure that this is the most all-in herO can ever get, and he has a lot of Queens. He has some Ravagers, and he can just keep kiting back, but the charge slots actually make it really hard to kite back. Maybe Dark wasn't quite expecting charge slots here to be added to the mix, because those charge slots get on top of your army real fast. Zerglings try to get in. We have a sentry here holding the fort, and Dark trying to force a base race actually kind of gets the short end of the stick here. Lots of Zerglings do get in now, get on top of the units. We see a shield battery keeping him alive. The drones come off the line as well to fight. 14, 17, 20 drones have died. Both players now sub 40 worker count, and only 2 corrosive battles go down into the Warp Prism. Only 1 hits. Immortal's almost dead. Gets surrounded by the Lings. Oh my god, pretty good hit by the Disruptor here, but that's a lot of Lings that just came back from the front. And they came back home, back to their sweethearts. And herO does not manage to deal critical damage to Dark. Although Dark did lose a lot of drones there, he still has a third base, whereas herO does not. And how do you ever get a third base from this position if you're herO? Like, look at your wall. Your almost non-existent wall. Charge slots get aggroed from the lines, and one of them goes down right away to the roaches. Some of herO or Dark's army kind of lagging behind here. Oh my god, the nuclear battery was already committed, and now everything just goes back. One Purifying Nova does find a Ravager. Only 3 Ravagers left. Disruptor does get back. Only Charge Zealots left here to fight. Secondary Disruptor comes in as well. Nice juggling here by herO. This Immortal trying to get some damage done. And somehow, some way, herO holding on here. Still has a decent force here. 2 Disruptors now in the Warp Prism. He can get a lot of damage. If he follows this army around, he can, like, chuck balls at it the whole time. 3rd Disruptor coming out here, or 4th even, 4th Disruptor for herO. So he can get a lot of value with those. Gets 5 drones and some units with that. That is really good. How many Queens do we have on the map? 0. Oh my god. Dark is in shambles, ladies and gentlemen. He can't deal with 1 Warp Prism. He doesn't have any anti-air. Doesn't have lair. Oh, does have a lair, and he's making a Spire. Dude, how do you have money for a Spire? You have 40 workers. A couple roaches get taken down there by the Purifying Novas again. Big move out here from herO, but Dark has identified correctly that there is no anti-air in this army whatsoever. But I don't think he has enough time to get a decent amount of mutas out. He's just stuck on Roaches, Lings, and Ravagers. Couple Queens finally back in the mix. Tries to get a kill on the Sentries, but just doesn't have the DPS. Nice Ravager morph here. Force Field to actually kind of work it against herO there. But now herO takes the position onto the natural. And how do you defend if you're Dark? Some drones come off the line. More Warpins into the main. And these Disruptors can just throw balls for days. Every time a big clump of Zerg units commit, another Purifying Nova does come out. Oh, actually hits a Zealot there. What a weird fight here. No more Force Fields. Another Purifying Nova does come out. So many Charge Loads coming out now. Nice Force Field. A lot of Ravager. Roach is stuck here now, but only one Disruptor left. Immortal has died already. And, oh, this Disruptor doesn't come out quickly enough. Does have the Purifying Nova. And is he going to throw it out? There he comes. He throws it out onto the Roaches and gets like one Roach there. What a scrappy fight here from herO. Has mostly gas remaining, which is why he's just making more sentries. Force fields, altering the map, getting these Roaches stuck. And both players just scrambling for every unit that they can find, trying to keep them alive. And I don't know who's getting out ahead here. herO slowly but surely seems to be pulling ahead here. If I look at the worker supply or army supply now doubling that of Dark, and he still has a robo unit remaining. So many sentries. He has 8 sentries in this army. They tickle units, but if you barely have any units, it might be enough. Roach is still coming in. Very red Roaches. Doesn't get morphed into a Ravager. And I don't know, Dark. GG's out there, and herO actually now takes the lead in this best of 5 off of a 2-base all-in that lasted 13.5 minutes. What a crazy game. A very nice micro fights, and herO comes out on top. herO takes game number 3 and is now on match point. We're here, game number 4, hard lead. And herO going for that early scout once again, and Dark again just going for the 16 hatch. He can play with his hatchery on any position that he wants. Last game was kind of crazy, guys. He took the gold base in a weird position. herO cannon rushed it. And then herO just could never take a third base, was consistently kind of all in, but Dark was also all-inning him. So suddenly his high-tech robo units could really shine, get the value. And in the end, herO just outvalued Dark with his Sentry Disruptor army. And, I mean, lots of Charge Zealots thrown in there as well, of course. Dark taking his hatchery at the 3rd base location, and nothing weird happens here. Damn, how do you, like, do a better game than that? That was a crazy game on Alcyone. The best one they've shown so far. And if you're Dark, you're like, ugh. I went into a scrap game with herO. Of course, it becomes a clown fiesta. And they did clown around quite a bit. herO going for standard, and let's see if we get another Stargate opener from herO. Last game going for that robo after the cannon rush. But outside of that, he just shows Stargate builds. Or at least he has been showing Stargate builds so far. See some gas mining here by Dark, and I expect him to pull out of gas now with all of his drones. And there we go, we get speed. And sooner rather than later we will see a 3rd base as well, when these queens start finishing up. And there we go, Stargate is coming out, so we come back to Earth. We come back to normalcy. And we are just going to see a pretty standard ZVP play out between these two guys. Dark, of course, has to prove something here. Otherwise, he just gets knocked out by herO from this series and has to try his luck another day in another qualifier. 3rd base going down for Dark as well. Still not mining gas, so really focusing on the drones. Lings get into the main base of herO and the natural, actually. Dark getting a full scout out here. Sees the Stargate with his own eyes. Harasses the probes a little bit. Forces the Adept to stay back. While he drones up at his home base. And that is kind of nice. If you can reliably force back the Adept, you actually don't have to make these links as early. But I guess you can't really know, especially when your hatchery is displaced like this. You know that the Protoss is going to be full chrono boosting his Adepts to make sure that he has as many Adepts in between your bases as possible, being annoying, forcing out slow lings, etc. herO going for a third base again off of 3 Adepts, chroning out the Oracle again. So this looks very similar to what we saw on Oceanborn from herO, and we saw Dark go for a little taxi action on that map. Oracle comes into the third base. 2 queens already ready to greet it at every base. And, yep, no drones at the third base just yet, even oversaturating this base a little bit so that the natural position can't be harassed. Sure, your mining is a little bit less efficient than if these drones were on the third base, but you just can't defend it until your drones are done. We see Evo Chamber coming out pretty fast, so expect to see melee here, and the Oracles go in, dive on top of that. Spore Crawler gets 6 drone kills. 6 drone kills, 9 more drones coming out. 4 Dark here, 3rd Oracle has been added on, 3rd base almost done, and we see Twilight Console with the Forge going down. For herO, super standard play here. Coming out of herO so far. And we see melee being chosen here by herO, or Dark. Damn. More drones coming out, and Dark is going to shoot ahead in the drone count here. Only mining from 1 gas so far. Oracle's taking down 1 more drone. And we see 7 drones killed so far. Trying to get a couple more drones in the main. Oracle gets 2 more drone kills. Now that ends us at 9 drone kills so far. That's pretty rough here for Dark. Not what you want to see. The Oracles are a little bit stuck. They might get recalled, or I think they can go past. Wow, that's a big Hydralisk. What the hell? Kind of a tasteless moment right there. Never noticed that at Hydralisk just yet. 3rd Oracle coming in. Sees the 4th base for Dark. We see a Lair coming out as well. Roach Warren. Plus 1 halfway done. A little bit of scouting done by this Oracle, but no more drone killing action so far. And we see Charge plus 1 coming out from herO, and actually Templar Archives plus Robotics Facility. So might be going for some Immortal Charge Lot Archon. The zombie style of old. Although, this is a War Prism first. So I guess he wants to just warp in a bunch of charge cells into the main? Is that a thing? I guess so, if you have a bunch of Oracles there as well. What are you gonna do if you're Dark? Gets another macro hatch as well with the 4th base, not a 5th base. And he's going for the Roachling Baneling style. Oh, Robotics Support Bay as well coming out for herO. He's just getting all of the tech. We have Templar Archives here.